Welcome back to Recap Central. Today I'm going to explain a thriller movie called Run, Hide, Fight. Spoilers ahead. Subscribe if you like the video. We see Zoe and her father Todd hunting. Todd is teaching Zoe how to hunt and handle rifles. The next morning Zoe eats breakfast. Zoe has problems accepting her mother's death and she often imagines and talks to her. Louie comes inside to tell Zoe to hurry up and save her from her dad's speech. On their way bullies insult them and push them off the road. The car struggles to start and they spot a schoolmate placing a device in a field. They aren't worried as it's senior prank day and they believe it's part of a prank. Louie asks Zoe if she checked her locker but she says she will check it after lunch as she is running late to class. She goes to math and chemistry. She checks her locker and sees Louie is asking her to prom. The device they saw before explodes, setting fire to a field. A kid leaves a bag in the reception just before lunch begins. Louie and Zoe talk about the prom invitation but Zoe refuses. Louie accidentally spills his drink on Zoe and she goes to the bathroom. In the meantime a shack explodes. A girl hurries to leave the bathroom and bumps into Zoe. Zoe checks the ceiling and we see a gun mark is left on the dust. Her mother talks to her about the anger issues she has been having lately. A van rams into the cafeteria. 3 of their schoolmates exit the van and shoot some students and Tristan stabs a teacher. An injured student enters the bathroom and dies in Zoe's hands. Tristan says he is in charge now and talks to one of his bullies. As the bully tries to answer, Chris shoots him too. Zoe hides in the roof just before Kip enters the bathroom. Tristan tells a girl to call her mother and tell her what is happening. He then tells everyone to call whoever they want and tell them what they want. Louie leaves her mom a message. The panel breaks under her and Zoe falls through the roof into the kitchen. Chris hurries to check who made the noise. Zoe is hiding under a counter with the lunch lady. She suddenly decides to sacrifice herself to save Zoe. The police and fire department are busy with all the fires around town and are slower than normal to respond to calls. Tristan calls the reception and tells the lady they have occupied the lunch hall. Anna cuts the wires in the custodian room. Tristan orders everyone to take their phones and live stream the events on social media. Zoe manages to escape and warns other students of what is happening. Tristan speaks to the live stream and says that if any social media shuts down the stream he will kill even more students. The vice principal comes in and tries to talk to Tristan. He wants Tristan to stop. But he says he wasn't fair and didn't treat him good and orders Chris to kill the principal. Chris spares the school guard as he isn't important enough. Cora and Zoe try to warn students but they think it's a prank and don't believe them. Tristan asks who has the most viewers. Louie has more than 1,000 so he names him his cameraman. Zoe manages to break a window and evacuates the students. Louie is streaming and notices the van they came in with is full of explosives. Zoe activates the fire alarm and the teachers start emptying the classrooms. Anna turns off the alarm and the teachers think it was only a prank and return to class. Sheriff Tarsi is struggling to get to the school. He orders his men to go in only if it's an active shooting situation. If they have hostages they should try to negotiate. Anna turns off the electricity. Zoe keeps running around warning as many people as she can. She slips because someone spilled oil on the floor. The reception is making a lockdown announcement. Suddenly the bag left earlier explodes. Tristan watches the news but gets angry when the channels are sending reporters instead of putting his stream on TV. Zoe is looking for a phone when Anna comes to check the explosion. She lies down and pretends to be dead. Anna records how she steps on her hand. But Zoe hides the pain and she leaves. Kip informs Tristan a channel is warning about graphic content, meaning they might air the stream. Zoe tries to convince a teacher to break the window and escape as the shooters want to keep everyone inside. As she speaks to her, Anna shoots her in the leg. Zoe hides behind a locker. Tristan enters a room. Miss Nunez tries to talk him down but he humiliates her and makes her take off her clothes. Zoe escapes into a room filled with balloons. Anna follows her and tries to shoot her but Zoe manages to take the gun and shoots her in the head. Tristan is about to kill naked Miss Nunez but Louie tells him viewers are interested and are asking questions. Tristan, being a narcissist, can't resist and shifts his attention to the viewers. Zoe checks Anna's body and takes her keys but the gun is empty. She takes Anna's phone so she can hear what the shooters are doing. The cops visit Tristan's mother, but she killed herself watching the shooting. Todd is skinning the deer the haunted early when he hears the news about the shooting. Chris hears the police is preparing for assault and he starts shooting at the police outside. Tristan orders everyone from the class to the cafeteria. Chris is having hallucinations, but Tristan calms him down. Kip is shooting another classroom. Zoe is about to hit him when Anna's phone starts ringing. Kip notices. Zoe runs away, but Kip follows her. Kip finds Anna's body and slips on the oil. Zoe grabs a fire extinguisher and hits him, knocking him out. She ties him to a chair when she starts seeing her mom again. Kip wakes up and tells her Tristan calls this a reckoning. He tries to justify what they did, telling her how he was bullied. Zoe has none of it. She shuts him down and tries to make him feel remorse by telling him how an innocent girl died in her hands this morning. She leaves him there and takes his shotgun. Todd arrives at the school while Zoe finds a group of students. She calls the sheriff and tells him about her group exiting the building. The sheriff tells the news to not show the school as the shooters are watching. He tells them he is going to call Tristan and they should air that instead. Zoe sends the students out, but Mrs. Crawford stays with her to rescue more students. Tarsi and Tristan are on the phone. He tells him how society ruined everything for him. The news show a student that just escaped and Chris sees it. Tristan realizes the call was just a distraction. So he hangs up. Tristan calls Anna, but Zoe answers and tells him she killed Anna and captured Kip. Tristan shoots a student and tells her every 5 minutes someone will die unless she comes to the hall. Todd is watching it. Livy grabs his sniper rifle and goes to find a spot. Zoe goes back to Kip. She convinces him to redeem himself and do something good before it's over. She unlocks the cuffs and gives him a gun. Todd finds a place to assemble his rifle. Zoe enters the cafeteria. Tristan laughs about her being the savior. Tristan and Zoe argue about the meaning of what is happening. Kip comes in and threatens them, but Chris shoots him. Zoe and Louis manage to escape the room. But Louis got shot and can't go further. Zoe puts him in a couch and kisses him. Louis tells her there are explosives in the van. Todd prepositions with his rifle. Zoe turns on the hydrogen taps in the chemistry lab. She ignites them to scare Chris. Chris goes on about his story and hallucinations when Zoe throws acid in his face. He drops his gun but manages to get Zoe into a cabinet. He is about to kill Zoe when Todd takes a shot and kills him. The SWAT team arrests Todd. Tristan gets frustrated when Chris doesn't answer his phone. Zoe sends him a picture of Chris's body and taunts him on her way back to the hall. He takes a bucket out of the van and orders a student to bring it with him. They walk down the corridor and Zoe spots them. She goes into the cafeteria hall and orders the students to leave. She checks the van and only 45 seconds are left until the explosion. She sends the van outside where it explodes without harming anyone. The SWAT begin their assault and are arresting Zoe when someone explodes behind them. The officer puts zip ties around her hands and she starts crying as her mother walks away. Sheriff Tarsi thanks Zoe. She asks a favor in return. She wants to speak to her dad. As she speaks with Todd, she sees Tristan escaping the place in disguise. She asks Todd where the rifle is and he tells her it's where he left it. She takes the rifle and chases Tristan. Tristan takes a box from under a bridge. Inside it's money and his passport. Zoe aims at him and shoots him. She taunts him with her dad's words and lets him suffocate in his own blood.